If you read this book, your understanding level will change completely. If you read this book completely, then I promise you that there are some secrets in this book that can completely change your life. Hello friends, I am Dr. P.K. Paul. Welcome to my channel. Let's think about life differently and change it. So friends, the book I will read today is called The Secret. Before starting today's video, I inform you that the link of other chapters of this book will be given a description. You can view them from there. So let's begin. The mystery revealed. Bob Proctor is a philosopher, author and personal guide. Health and wealth, the secret will give you what you want. Dr. Joe Vitale is a philosopher, market expert and author. You can be or do anything you want. John Assaraf. Entrepreneurs and financiers. We can have whatever we want. No matter how big he is, I don't take anything for granted. What kind of house would you like to live in? Do you want to be a millionaire? What kind of business do you want to do? Do you want more success? What do you really want? Dr. John DeMartini, philosopher, chiropractor, pain healer, personality changer. This is the great mystery of life. Dr. Dennis Waitley is a psychologist and mental coach. In the past, the leaders who knew the secret wanted to keep it secret, not to share it with anyone. They wanted to keep people ignorant of the mystery. People went to work, worked, came home. They are like people on a treadmill, who have no power. Because the secret was hidden among very few people. Throughout history, few people have sought to keep secrets for their own enjoyment, while others have sought to spread them around the world. Throughout history there have been many who have kept secret knowledge hidden, and there have been many who have found a way to reveal it to the world. Michael Bernard Beckwith is the founder of the visionary Agape International Center for Spiritual Practice. I have seen many amazing things happen in people's lives. Financial excellence, physical and mental health improvement and relationship improvement excellence. Jack Canfield, author, teacher, life coach, inspirational advocate. It's all happened to apply the secret of how. As a result of knowing that. What is the secret? Bob Proctor. You're probably wondering, what's the secret? I will tell you how I understood that. We all work with the same infinite energy. We all govern ourselves by the same rules. The natural laws of the universe are so perfect that we have no trouble building spaceships. We can send men to the moon, and we can fix the landing time by as little as a fraction of a second. India, Australia, New Zealand, Stockholm, London, Toronto, Montreal or New York, we all work with the same energy, the same rules. That is the law of attraction. The law of attraction is the secret. You attract whatever comes into your life. Being attracted by the image you hold in your mind. What you think is happening. Whatever is going on in your mind is what you are attracting to yourself. Every thought you have is true energy. Prentice Mulford, 1834–1891. All the great teachers who came along have told us that the most powerful law in the universe is the law of attraction. Poets like William Shakespeare, Robert Browning and William Blake have said this in their poems. Musicians like Ludwig van Beethoven said in their music. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci depicted it in their paintings. Socrates, Plato, Waldo Emerson, Pythagoras, Sir Francis Bacon, Sir Isaac Newton, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe and Victor Hugo have shared this knowledge with people through their writings and speeches. Their names are immortal, their fairy tale lives have lived on for centuries. Hinduism, the Hermetic tradition, Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, Islam, and the Babylonian and Egyptian civilizations have all told this through various writings and stories. It has been recorded in various forms over the ages. That rule can be found in ancient writings passed down through the centuries. 3000 BC in stone. Engraved. Though many wished to keep it secret, it was there, to be discovered by any man. The origin of this rule is in Samyadi. This rule has always been, always will be. This law determines the entire arrangement of this universe and your experience of every moment and every object in your life. It doesn't matter who or where you are. The law of attraction shapes your entire life, and this infinitely powerful law does so through your thoughts. You yourself call upon the power of attraction to become active, and do so through your thoughts. 1912 Charles Haanel describes the law of attraction and writes, "The system of creation rests on this supreme and infallible law." Bob Proctor. Wise men in every age knew this truth. You can go straight back to ancient Babylon. They knew this fact, but was limited to a very small number of people. Scholars have documented the ancient Babylonians and their immense prosperity. They are famous for creating the seventh wonder of the world, the Hanging Gardens. They became one of the most prosperous nations in history, knowing and applying the laws of the universe. Bob Proctor. About 96% of all income is earned by only 1% of people. Why this question comes to your mind? Do you think it's a coincidence? It is designed that way. They understand something. They understand the secret. Now you two are getting acquainted with that mystery. Those who have attracted wealth into their lives have applied that secret, consciously or unconsciously. They think of wealth and abundance. Do not allow any opposing thoughts to take root in your mind. Wealth dominates their thinking. Apart from wealth, no other thought exists in their mind. Whether they know it or not, strong thoughts about wealth bring them wealth. This is the activation of the law of attraction. Let us give a concrete example of the activation of the principle of mystery and attraction. You may know people who have amassed vast fortunes, squandered it all, and made enormous fortunes. Whether they know it or not, what happens in these cases is that they got rich in the first place because their sense of wealth is very strong. Then they indulge the fear of losing wealth until it dominates them. They left the thought of wealth and touched the level of fear of losing wealth. But after losing, the fear of losing is removed. Then again the master touches the level of wealth thinking. So the wealth is back. This rule responds to your thoughts, whatever they may be. Similar objects attract each other. John Assaraf. The easiest way for me to understand the principle of attraction is that if I think of myself as a magnet, I know that another magnet will be attracted to me. You are the strongest magnet in this universe. You hold within you a magnetism that is stronger than anything else in this world, and this indefinable deep energy you send out through your thoughts. Bob Doyle, author and attraction policy expert. The principle of attraction basically says that objects of the same type attract each other. But we are talking about thoughts. The principle of attraction says that like objects attract each other, so whenever you think about something, you are attracting similar thoughts to yourself. Here are some examples that you may have experienced. Have you ever started thinking about something you weren't happy about and ended up feeling worse than you thought? Because whenever a thought takes root, the law of attraction attracts more similar thoughts. Bringing it to you. You keep getting the same bad thoughts, you feel that the situation is getting worse. The more you think, the more impatient you are. You'll probably experience this kind of thought attraction when you hear a song and can't get it out of your head. The song just keeps playing in your head. When you heard the song, you may not have realized that you gave it your full attention and focus. Because you did that, you strongly attracted more thoughts about that song. So the law of attraction prevailed, and only the thought of that song brought you again and again. John Assaraf. Our task should be to hold the thought of what we want and make clear in our minds what we want. And this is where we begin to invoke one of the greatest laws in the universe, the law of attraction. You are what you think most of the time and attract what you think. Your life right now is a reflection of your past thoughts. There are as many good ideas as there are ideas that you don't think are good. Because you attract what you think about the most, it's easy to see what your thoughts have worked for in every area of your life, because that's how you experience it. So far, now you are learning the secret. With this knowledge you can change everything about you. Bob Proctor. If you can see what you want in your mind, you are going to get it in your hands. If you can think what you want in your mind and let it dominate other thoughts, you will bring it into your life. Author and international speaker, Mike Forget. This principle can be summed up in just 3 simple words: thoughts become objects. Your thoughts become objects in your life with this powerful principle. Your thoughts are things. Repeat this to yourself and fertilize your consciousness and awareness. John Assaraf. What most people don't realize is that every thought has a frequency. And we can measure a thought. If you keep thinking the same thoughts, imagining the same, you are sending the same frequency. New car, needed money, building a special company, finding a soulmate. If you can imagine what they look like, sending the same frequency over and over again. Dr. Joe Vitale. Thought is sending the magnetic signal that brings the same thing back to you. A strong thought or attitude of mind is a magnet. It is the law that like objects attract each other. Hence, attitude of mind must exploit the state of being connected with its own nature. Charles Haanel, 1866–1949. Thought is magnetized and has a frequency. Whenever you think something, that thought is sent out into the universe. They are magnetically attracting similar objects of the same frequency. Everything that is sent out comes back to the source. You are the source. Think of it this way: we know that the television station's transmission tower broadcasts on a frequency that appears as a picture on your television. Most of us don't know how it works but know that every channel has a frequency. Whenever we tune into that frequency, we see that picture on our television. When we select the channel, we select the frequency, then we see the picture broadcasted on the channel. If I want to watch another picture, I change the channel and tune to a new frequency. You are also a human transmitter tower, the most powerful television ever built on Earth. You are the most powerful transmitter in the universe. Your transmission is composing your life. You are creating the world. The frequency you send goes beyond many cities, beyond countries, beyond the world, began to vibrate through the entire universe. You are sending that frequency through your thoughts. The pictures you get through your thought transmission are not pictures of the television in your living room, they are pictures of your life. Your thoughts are creating frequencies that attract similar objects and then they are broadcast back to you as images of your life. If you want to change something in your life, change the channel and change the frequency by changing your thoughts. Psychic vibration is the subtlest and consequently the greatest force in the universe. Charles Haanel. Bob Proctor. See yourself living in abundance as you attract it. It works at any time and for every person. Whenever you think you are in abundance, you are actively and consciously setting the pace of your life through the law of attraction. It's that simple. But then the question must arise, why isn't everyone living the life of their dreams? Attract good and repel evil. John Assaraf. Here is the problem. Most people think what they don't want. And wonder why the same thing happens again and again. The only reason people don't get what they want is because they think more about what they don't want than what they do want. Listen to what you are thinking, listen to what words you are saying. This rule is complete and infallible. It is a pestilence worse than the plague that has been a whim for centuries. It is the pestilence of, don't want. When they strongly say, think, act about the, don't want, people keep this pest alive. But the present generation will change that history because we have gained the knowledge that will free us from this plague. It starts with you, thinking and saying only what you want. You will be the pioneer of this new thought movement. Bob Doyle. The law of attraction does not care whether you have good or bad qualities or whether you want or not want. It only responds to your thoughts. Staring at a mountain of debt and feeling awful is exactly what you are sending the universe saying, I feel so bad about this debt burden. Thus you are accepting it yourself. Experiencing it at every level of your life. And so you get it back again and again. The law of attraction is a law of nature. It does not understand impersonal, good or bad things. Taking your thoughts and reflecting those thoughts back to you is your life experience. The law of attraction is giving you exactly what you think. Lisa Nix, author and empowerment expert. The law of attraction is truly compelling. When you think about what you want and focus on it with all your desires, the law of attraction gives you exactly what you want every time. If you keep pointing out what you don't want, saying, I don't want to be late, over and over again, the law of attraction won't tell you that you don't want it. The law only reveals what you are thinking, and only that. The law of attraction has nothing to do with wanting it or not wanting it. When you focus on something, no matter what it is, you really call them into reality. You invoke the most powerful force in the universe the moment you focus on what you want and hold it in your mind. Laws of attraction, wouldn't, won't, don't, etc. Any negative words cannot be properly understood. This is how the law of attraction takes it when you say no nonsense words. I don't want to put anything on this dress. I want to put a lot on this dress. I don't like to itch awkwardly. Awkwardly itchy, I like it. I don't want to be late. I want to be late. I don't want that guy to be hard on me. I want that man and many others to be hard on me. I don't want the restaurant to give away our table to anyone. I want the restaurant to give our table to someone. I don't want my shoes to fall on my feet. I want the shoes to fit. I can't do so many things at once. I'm asking more than I can do. I don't want to get the flu. I wish I had the flu and more. I don't want to argue. I want to argue more. Don't talk to me like that. I want you to talk to me like this and a lot of other people. Let's say, the law of attraction is giving you what you think, that's where it ends. Bob Proctor. Believe it or not, understand it or not, the law of attraction is always working. The law of attraction is the law of creation. Quantum physics tells us that the entire universe originates from thought. You build your life through thought and the principle of attraction. Everyone is doing the same. Knowing this, you will understand that it does not happen by itself. Happening all the time to every person in your life and throughout history. Understanding this great principle will make you aware of your incredible abilities and enable you to think about your life. Lisa Nix. It works as well as you think. The law of attraction is working whenever your thoughts are flowing. The law of attraction is still at work when you are thinking about the past. Also working when you are thinking about the present or the future. It is an ongoing process. You cannot press the pause button or the stop button. As you think, it is forever active. Most of the time we think about something, we don't understand it. You think when you say or listen to someone. You also think while reading the newspaper or watching television. Think also when recalling past memories. When thinking about the future, think about it. Think of driving a car. Still thinking while getting ready for work in the morning. For many of us, the only time we don't think is during sleep. But we should fall asleep. The force of attraction still works on previous thoughts. Think positive thoughts as the last thought before falling asleep. Michael Bernard Beckwith. Creation is always happening. Individuals have some or the other ideas, or there are old ideas that have been around for a long time. They are all in the process of creation. From these thoughts something is going to be revealed. What you think now is your future. You create your life with your thoughts. You are always thinking and always creating. What you think about or focus on the most manifests into your life. Like other laws of nature, this law is perfect. You build your life. What you sow is what you harvest. Your thought is the seed. The crop you grow depends on the seed. If you only complain, the law of attraction will force many more situations in your life to complain about. If you listen, look, empathize, agree with someone else's complaints, you will attract complaining situations in your life. This law manifests and sends back to you the very thing upon which your thoughts are concentrated. With this powerful knowledge, you can change every situation and event in your life by changing your thoughts. Bill Harris. L. Harris is a teacher and founder of Centerpoint Research Center. I had a student named Robert. He was giving me an online course. As a result, in some cases I had the opportunity to communicate with email. Robert is gay. He captured all the harsh realities of his life through email. At his place of work, his colleagues used to torture him in gangs, torment him constantly, treat him very badly. When he walked down the street, homophobic people would surround him and try to abuse him. He wanted to be a comedian, and whenever he tried to do comedy, everyone called him gay. He spends his entire life suffering because of being gay. I started to convince her that she was paying too much attention to what she didn't want. I sent him back the email he had sent me and said, "Read it again. See how much you didn't want to write. I think you are getting too emotional about it. Whenever you focus on something over and over again, it happens very quickly." Then he really tried to focus his thoughts on what he wanted from his heart. What happened between 6 and 8 weeks can be called absolute magic. Some of his office colleagues who teased him in various ways got transferred to other departments. Some quit, some left him alone. He began to love his work. No one bothered him while walking down the street. They could not be seen there. Bill Harris. L. Harris is a teacher and founder of Centerpoint Research Center. I had a student named Robert. He was giving me an online course. As a result, in some cases I had the opportunity to communicate with email. Robert is gay. He captured all the harsh realities of his life through email. At his place of work, his colleagues used to torture him in gangs, torment him constantly, treat him very badly. When he walked down the street, homophobic people would surround him and try to abuse him. He wanted to be a comedian, and whenever he tried to do comedy, everyone called him gay. He spends his entire life suffering because of being gay. I started to convince her that she was paying too much attention to what she didn't want. I sent him back the email he had sent me and said, Read it again. See how much you didn't want to write. I think you are getting too emotional about it. Whenever you focus on something over and over again, it happens very quickly. Then he really tried to focus his thoughts on what he wanted from his heart. What happened between 6 and 8 weeks can be called absolute magic. Some of his office colleagues who teased him in various ways got transferred to other departments, some quit, some left him alone. He began to love his work. No one bothered him while walking down the street. They could not be seen there. Now when he started doing stand-up comedy, people stood up and respected him, no one harassed him. His whole life changed as he stopped thinking about what he didn't want, what he feared, what he wanted to avoid, and focus on what he wanted. Robert's life changed because he changed his thinking. He is different in the universe. Send the frequency. No matter how difficult the situation seems, the universe is new. Photo of frequency must be sent. Robert's new idea is his new frequency, and the picture of his life completely changed. Your life is in your hands. It doesn't matter where you are now or what has happened in your life. Now you can change your life by consciously choosing your thoughts. There is no such thing as a hopeless situation. You can change every situation in your life. The power of your mind. Michael Bernard Beckwith. May your thoughts be conscious and unconscious. Near you you attract strong dominant thoughts. Holds your alert mind. This is the real thing. I don't know if you were conscious of your thoughts in the past, but now you are. Being alert right now, you wake up from a deep sleep with the knowledge of the secret. Dr. Fred Alan Wolf is a quantum physicist, speaker and award-winning author. I am not speaking to you from wishful thinking or from a delusional perspective of madness. Speaking from deep fundamental understanding. Quantum physics is really only beginning to point the finger at this discovery. This science says that the universe cannot exist without the connection of the mind. In fact, the mind shapes all perceptions. If you think of yourself as the most powerful transmission tower in the universe, you can relate to Dr. Wolf's statement. Your mind thinks something and that image comes back and is broadcast as your life experience. Not only do you create your life through your thoughts, but your thoughts make a powerful contribution to the creation of the universe. If you thought you didn't matter, think again. Your mind is actually creating the world around you. Over the past 80 years, quantum physicists have brought to us the immense creative power of the human mind through their amazing work and discoveries. Their works are equal to the words of great men of the world like Carnegie, Emerson, Shakespeare, Bacon, Krishna and Buddha. Bob Proctor. Since even if you don't understand this rule, it doesn't mean you should ignore it. You can enjoy its utility without knowing anything about electricity. I don't know how it works. But know that you can cook someone's dinner with electricity and cook the person too. Michael Bernard Beckwith. When people first begin to understand Maharashya, they are often afraid of negative thoughts in their minds. They should understand that a positive thought is 100 times more powerful than a negative thought. Science has proven this. So here the worry is removed. It is true that having a lot of negative thoughts and holding on to these thoughts will bring no into your life. However, if you have been holding on to negative thoughts for a long time, they will appear in your life. If you worry about negative thinking, you will attract and multiply more leads. Decide now to think only good thoughts from now on. At the same time, say out loud to the world that all your good thoughts are very powerful and any negative thoughts are weak. Lisa Nichols. Thank God that all your thoughts do not come true immediately, there is a little delay. If this happens to us, there was danger. The delay in time works for you. It gives you a chance to reevaluate, think about what you want, and make new choices. All the power to create your life is with you right now. Because it is now. That's when you think. If you feel that taking shape of the thoughts that you have in your mind will not help you, then you can call him now. With good thoughts you can erase previous thoughts. Sama works for you because you can think new thoughts and send her to new frequencies, right now. Dr. Joe Vitale. You want to be aware of your thoughts and choose your thoughts carefully, and you also want to have fun with it. Because you are the best creation of your own life. You are the Michelangelo of your life. The David you build is you. One way to master the mind is to learn to quiet the mind. Every teacher in this book meditates daily, no exception. After discovering the mystery, I realized how powerful meditation can be. Meditation will discipline your mind, help you control your thoughts, and invigorate your body. The best part is that you don't have to spend hours on it. Starting with just 3 to 10 minutes a day has incredible power to take control of your thoughts. We'll add, you can settle on this desire to become aware of your thoughts. I am the master of my thoughts. When you say this, meditate on it. In The, you are now receiving the knowledge that will enable you to create the most beautiful form. The potential for that form of yours already resides in that frequency of, your form is the best. Decide what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have. Think this thought, send the frequency, the energy of your mind will become your life. Synopsis of the mystery. The great secret of life is the principle of attraction. Law of attraction states that like objects attract each other. So whenever you think a thought you attract similar thoughts. Thought is magnetized and thought has a frequency. Whenever you think something, that thought is sent out into the universe and they magnetically attract similar objects of the same frequency. Everything sent out comes back to the source. You are like a human transmission tower, transmitting a frequency with your thoughts. If you want to change anything in your life, change your frequency by changing your thoughts. Your present thoughts are creating the future. What you think about the most or pay attention to the most manifests as your life. Your thoughts become objects.